subscribers always just go up. They just never go down. They go up. Is something wrong with my channel? Is someone attacking my channel?
Well, something is wrong with your channel. Yeah. It's the misinformation.
I think it's the content.
Going on. So I started texting. And I texted Brian Tyler Cohen. And I texted Tyler Cohen and Brian Cohen and Brian Tyler, all of them. I texted all of them. I texted Jesse Dollemore. I texted Luke Beasley and Farron Cousins and Sam Cedar. And every single one of our channels since last night is hemorrhaging subscribers.
Wow.
What is it
Saying, screw it, I'm out.
Bro, why would you admit that?
Look at this for 2 seconds?
Look at this tiny little beep.
I just want to mention that, and keep that chart up because it'll help me make my point. This is the scumbag who, after Christian children were murdered by a trans shooter, was joking about it on Twitter, saying, oh, I guess their prayers didn't work. That was the attitude he had about little Christian kids getting killed. Yeah. And then he loses 5,000 subscribers, and look how somber he is. Oh, this is horrible. I try to put a positive spin on things, but this is just too much for my little heart to bear.
The woke left is completely melting down following Donald Trump's 2024 election victory. And I don't just mean people on CNN or MSNBC or The View or Bill Maher, people like that. Even YouTubers are melting down, including woke David Pakman, who is begging his fan base, begging his viewers on YouTube to subscribe to him and become members of the channel for him and other leftists, because he's such a victim and he's lost subscribers overnight following the Kamala Harris loss and Donald Trump victory. I don't know exactly why David Pakman might be losing subscribers, but it would probably have something to do with the fact that he lied to his audience over and over again. Or, I mean, like Tim Pool will say here in this video, giving him the benefit of the doubt, being extremely wrong on the election. A lot of these people subscribe to David Pakman probably for election information. And when you give them not just a little bit wrong information, but extremely wrong information, he was so wrong, it makes sense that they would unsubscribe. But it's not just free people who are leaving. It's also paid members of David Pakman's channel are unsubscribing from their memberships. Anyway, let's get into this clip here where Tim Pool absolutely demolishes this woke idiot David Pakman, who is straight up just begging for money following Kamala Harris's loss in the 2024 presidential election. This is sad. This is embarrassing. David Pakman has been one of the ones who I don't hate a whole lot. You know, there's a lot of leftists out there that I just think are straight up evil people. David Pakman seemed to me one of the least insufferable lefties. But after this, dude, I mean, I've lost a ton of respect for him. Let's get into this clip here from Timcast where he absolutely demolishes this woke idiot David Pakman here.
This is the video where David Pakman is talking about the collapse of the left. It's 7 minutes long. I don't know if I'll play the whole thing, and I've not heard what he has to say. But we're going to play a little bit because I'd like to get an unfiltered view of what leftists, liberals think is currently happening after Trump's victory.
I'm going to tell you something that is terrifying me.
It's that mustache.
I always try to come here and put a positive face on everything, but there is something going on that is terrifying me. When I woke up this morning, we had lost 5,000 YouTube subscribers compared to where we were last night. Now, the first thing I thought was, is this a glitch? We've been on YouTube for 15 years or something like that, and subscribers always just go up. They just never go down. They go up. Is something wrong with my channel? Is someone attacking my channel?
Well, something is wrong with your channel. It's the misinformation.
I think it's the content.
Going on. So I started texting. And I texted Brian Tyler Cohen. And I texted Tyler Cohen and Brian Cohen and Brian Tyler, all of them. I texted all of them. I texted Jesse Dollemore. I texted Luke Beasley and Farron Cousins and Sam Cedar. And every single one of our channels since last night is hemorrhaging subscribers.
Wow.
What is it?
Saying, screw it, I'm out.
Bro, why would you admit that?
Look at this for 2 seconds?
Look at this tiny little beep.
I just want to mention, and keep that chart up because it'll help me make my point. This is the scumbag who, after Christian children were murdered by a trans shooter, was joking about it on Twitter, saying, oh, I guess their prayers didn't work. That was the attitude he had about little Christian kids getting killed. Yeah. And then he loses 5,000 subscribers, and look how somber he is. Oh, this is horrible. I try to put a positive spin on things, but this is just too much for my little heart to bear.
I agree. I mean, I'm one of those people who you know, if somebody loses their job, like for example, I'm a Saints fan, and Dennis Allen got fired recently. We've been begging for him to get fired for the longest time. Then it actually happens, and I'm kind of like, damn, I kind of feel bad for the guy. He just lost his job. I'm one of those people where it's like, I'm never gonna root for someone to lose ever. No, I don't care if you disagree with me or not when it comes to like business or you know, getting subscribers or anything like that. But it's really hard to feel sympathetic for someone like David Pakman or like Destiny or Sam Cedar, where these people laugh at school shootings, like Seamus just said, or these people laugh when Donald Trump almost got assassinated and the guy in the back got shot and died. I think he was a firefighter, and Destiny is just laughing at him, saying, I hope that happens more often at these Trump rallies. It's hard to feel bad for someone whenever they say things like that. And that's just evil stuff, man. That's evil. So if David Pakman is laughing at school shootings where a trans person goes and targets Christian children, I don't feel bad for you. As much as I want to, and I don't want to laugh at you, I don't want to say that you're begging for subscribers because you're just money hungry and the things that I'm really thinking in my head, I'm going to say them. If you're going to be evil like that, I mean, you low-key just deserve what comes to you at that point.
I think it's fake. I don't think the left is real. I sincerely believe this, and I'll tell you why. When Elon Musk announced that he was going to purchase Twitter, what did we see? Overnight, somehow, channels that were associated with the right saw massive gains in follower count, and on the left started bleeding subscribers like crazy. There was no legitimate explanation for the massive shift other than they had their thumb on the scales, and once they found out they were facing an internal review or an external review, they took the thumb off.
Yeah.
Same thing happened again when Elon formally took over. Once again, prominent personalities like these people started losing tons of followers. My theory was that social media companies know I forgot what it's called. It's an internet law that any sufficiently unmoderated forum will become right wing. I don't know if it's 4chan's law or something like this. And so I believe that what happens is these big social media companies are like, hey, look at X. It shifts to the right. Look at YouTube. We have to go in there and force it to be middle of the road.
Yeah.
Which basically means we're going to ban conservatives and prop up liberals.
Yep.
So what is David Pakman actually seeing? I believe it's probably fake accounts. Now that the election is over, the fake accounts that were being used to prop up his channels to make it look like there was support for the left are no longer being funded properly, and they're shutting down. I don't know that that's true. I'm just saying it like this.
If you enjoy content like this, then make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It really does help me out a ton. Let's get back to the video.
During the election, the left wants to make liberalism and leftism and these politicians look prominent, and they use bots to prop accounts up. Once the money is gone, because they're massively in debt and they've lost, poof, the followers are gone.
I noticed that in the height of the Republican primary even, and then I especially saw it up through the general, just on X even. I'd see you get flooded with all these really nasty comments, and there's always some nasty comments, but it really spikes. And then I'll tell you, after election night, my nasty comments on X, and by the way, I have been kind of mean on X. I've actually increased the vitriol. Yeah. But the nasty comments from the left supposedly more or less disappeared, probably dropped 80%.
I have said some of the most horrible things imaginable on X.
I've mostly just retweeted predictions that I bookmarked.
Yep.
All right, from left-wing people.
That's right.
Let's hear from David
I'll
a little
tell
bit
you
more.
after the
As
show.
you can see, subscribers just go up, 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 and they are down. It is not just YouTube subscribers. We are seeing record cancellations of paid memberships.
Wow.
Record cancellations.
Dave, you should pray about it. You should try praying.
The show running. Now, for a moment, I thought, if it's just YouTube, maybe YouTube is purging people who are inactive subscribers. And once a year, usually YouTube does this, and you see a little decline, and then numbers go back up. They're not doing it. They're not doing it. And if that were the case,
that's the first thing that I thought as well. If you guys don't know, I actually run a program in an agency where we teach people how to grow on YouTube, and we actually run a lot of channels for the largest channels in this space that you're watching right now. We don't do Tim Pool's channel, but a lot of the top names in this space, in this conservative commentary niche, we run those channels behind the scenes doing the behind the scenes stuff, the boring stuff. But regardless, the first thing that I thought of whenever David Pakman put out the tweet originally saying that he lost 10,000 subscribers overnight, I thought it was, number one, just YouTube doing a normal purge, because you'd be surprised, but even these larger YouTubers that we run their channels for, they freak out every time YouTube does a routine purge of inactive subscribers. And what they don't understand is those purges actually help your channel much more than it hurts you, because YouTube won't send your videos to those people anymore. And if they're inactive, they're not going to watch them, hurting your click-through rate and all that stuff. So that's actually good when YouTube just purges your subscribers. Number two, I thought it might be bots, because every YouTube channel has some kind of bots that subscribe to them, whether it's these people just spamming advertisement in the comments, trying to bait people into click, acting acting like the person that's actually running the channel when it's not, it's just a bot. You've probably seen those bots all over the place. But also people just bot your channel, send bot subscribers to your channel, whatever. So I thought it could be bots. But then if he says that it's people unsubscribing from the paid memberships of David Pakman's channel, that kind of puts both of those things out of the question. Now it's definitely something else going on. And if David Pakman is about to say right here that even on other platforms, on Twitter or Instagram, whatever other platforms, they're also seeing this huge drop off in mass unfollow, mass unsubscribe, something else is going on here. Tim Pool is going to go on to say that he still thinks it could be bots. I disagree. I think there might be a small amount of paying channel member bots, but I think there's something else going on here. I don't think this is a bot issue at all.
We wouldn't be seeing paid membership cancellations on the website. So now I understand what is going on. It's terrifying, but it is happening. A lot of people are checking out.
No, I still think it's bots. I think that his memberships may have been largely fake. And I'm not trying to be a dick and dig at David Pakman. I genuinely think that bots go after everybody. I believe that everybody has a degree of bots attacking their accounts for some reason or another.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't think there's a large amount. Paid memberships is interesting. That's less likely to be fake. So I do think there's probably a lot of people checking out. I believe that component is that David has been misinforming people, and they realized it last night when they said, "How am I in the minority?" I thought we were going to have the popular vote, at least, even if Trump won. They realized I'm on the wrong side of history, and these people are genuinely terrified of being on the wrong side of history. That's why the activists chant on the streets to police officers and small businesses, "You're on the wrong side of history." So what do you think a liberal who's scared of that is thinking when they wake up and said, David Pakman is the wrong side of history and he led me astray?
I think that it's just a matter of people are kind of realizing that men can't become women. And the left has been leading people astray. The left doesn't have policies that people like.
But you know what really hit him too? I mean, I agree with that, and I think that was so glaring to a lot of people. But even beyond that, Trump won the popular vote, which doesn't matter legally, but it matters because it took away the one big talking point that they had. Well, this is the real democracy. No, actually, most people voted for Trump. And then the fact that Black men disproportionately voted for Trump, and Hispanics disproportionately voted for Trump, and even women started moving. Because of that, what are they supposed to conclude? There's no good oppressor narrative anymore on any front. So I think, in as much as they are capable of introspection, I think they had to come to the conclusion, yikes, maybe I've been looking at this a little bit wrong.
I am interested to hear what he has to say further.
I heard anecdotally from a couple dozen people who said, David, I just can't do it anymore. I just can't do it. I'm checking out. I'm out. And the reason that this is terrifying, not only because it puts everybody in left-wing media's livelihoods at stake and at risk, it terrifies me because our instinct is the opposite of what the right does, and we will get crushed if this is the way we respond to a defeat.
Hear, hear.
The right wants us not to exist. The right wants to decimate independent progressive media.
No, they don't.
And so when I lose
really
5,000
support free speech.
Brian
Can I
loses
just point out, this guy's got 2.64 million followers and he lost 5,000 and he's having a breakdown over it.
Yeah.
I have told you guys this. You watch the show. What did I say? Whenever you see a YouTuber make a video where they're like, "Oh, woe is me, I'm so miserable," you can usually look at their numbers and see like they lost subscribers or viewers or something like that.
I agree.
I got a cup you can cry into here.
Should we send it over?
And bring
I think it's embarrassing, dude. It's embarrassing
and
when
everybody's
right-wingers
losing
do it
thousands
too.
of subscribers. Understand that when the right loses, they get organized, they fund, and they create insanely effective organizations like Turning Point USA.
Here we go.
Investing in the Daily Wire and building out this huge network of right-wing ideas and influencers.
This guy's making a lot of sense.
Yeah, you're feeling burnt out.
Maybe I'll subscribe.
I encourage you, take a break until the inauguration. It's months, okay? Mental health break, do it.
This is so ridiculous, dude. And I think what it comes down to, in my opinion, and let me know in the comments, I'm very interested to see why do you think David Pakman and all these guys are losing so many subscribers. I think what it comes down to, in my opinion, is just like a bandwagon effect. People like to be on the winning side. So I'm sure David Pakman got a ton of subscribers after Joe Biden won the last election. And the same thing probably happened to a lot of the people on the other side, but probably not as much, honestly. Because when you think about what are the left's values, like what are their principles, they don't really have any. All their principles are, all their values are, is just keep pushing the needle further, like keep pushing the Overton window further left and further left, keep getting more and more woke, and anybody who doesn't follow along with them gets shunned from the woke cult. That's their only morals and principles and values, whereas the right wing, the reason why what David Pakman is saying is true, where the right wing loses and they fund Turning Point USA, they fund the Daily Wire, they fund Timcast IRL, they have these large organizations. Dude, the left does not have a Steven Crowder. The left doesn't have a Charlie Kirk. The left doesn't have a Tim Pool, a Ben Shapiro, all these people. I'm not huge fans of all these people I'm listing off, but I'm fans of some of them, and they're undoubtedly important for the movement, and the left doesn't have any of those people. The reason why that is the case is because the left doesn't have any actual morals or principles that they're going after, that they're fighting for. When the right wing loses, they don't unsubscribe from the people who they followed and just go jump ship to the other side, because there is no other side that actually has the morals and principles that the right wing, the people on the right wing have, especially if you're a Christian. You know, if you're a Christian conservative, there is zero chance that if you lose this election, if Kamala Harris wins this election, that you unsubscribe from Tim Pool and you go subscribe to David Pakman. There is a 0% chance that's happening. But because the left wing has no morals and no principles, no values that they actually follow, they can very easily go jump ship to the other side. Everybody likes to be on the winning team. So I think it's as simple as that. These people, they're not following any morals or principles. They care about getting more power. They care about winning. That's it. And they'll win at all costs. They voted for someone who literally ran on nothing. The one and only thing that she ran on is killing babies. And she got a lot of votes. She got a lot of votes. And that's dark. That's a dark thought to think that she got a lot of votes, but she did. But also at the same time, it's not shocking that a ton of people would unsubscribe from someone like David Pakman. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about Tim Pool and the Timcast crew's reaction to David Pakman losing a ton of subscribers overnight and begging for his subscribers to come back. Let me know in the comments what you think about this whole Tim Pool versus David Pakman situation.